everyone, and welcome to the Everything That Matters in the Kitchen cooking show. Do you want to learn how to put delicious, decadent, healthy, home-cooked meals that are simple to make on your family dinner table? Well, start your engines, because you're going to go from 0 to 10 minutes flat with a fun and fabulous family recipe. And now introducing syndicated national radio talk show host and queen of everything that Linderman.
Thank you. Welcome to the Strawberry Festival. My name is Dianne Linderman, and I'm going to make some fabulous foods for you guys who will all be able to taste. This is my last show, so I'm going to make more than normal. We all get to share it at the end. Isn't that great? Yeah, if you're hungry, you got to stick around. I have 3 recipes, and for those of you who are just sitting here for the first time, I had a restaurant on a farm, and I know how to grow food, and we use the food in our restaurant that was actually on a farm, and 2 of the hardest things you could possibly do. We've had a restaurant for 25 years, and now I'm just sharing all these secrets that I actually have in my cookbook of all the things that made our restaurants. We ended up with 3 restaurants, and they were very, very popular because I make homemade, very comfort food-like meals, old-fashioned things like I'm trying to think something everybody would identify with. How about chicken fried steak? Do you guys like that here? I make all these things, but I make them with healthy ingredients. I don't use any junk. Like Paula Deen. Paula Deen is a great cook. If we could just take all of her recipes and turn them into healthier ones, they'd all still be great recipes. So I've learned how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So this is my assistant, Catherine, and she's been with me for many years. And through thick and thin, and we're still thick. So anyway, we're going to start by using, I'm going to make, the very last show of whenever I'm at any festival or fair, I sort of take all the leftovers back there, and I'm going to make something in front of you I've never made before. So who knows, it might not turn out, but 99.9% chance it'll be delicious. This is coconut oil. How many people have ever used coconut oil in their life? How many people have ever heard that coconut oil is bad for you? How many people know how absolutely incredibly healthy coconut oil is? It's an amazing oil. It's not only good for your body, and it actually is anti-inflammatory, and it's very, very good for all your organs, but you can also put it in your hair and your face. It's also a sunscreen. It's actually like a miracle drug, to be honest with you, and the more you look into it, the more you're going to find out. I highly recommend everybody go home and Google coconut oil, and you're going to find out some amazing things. Not only coconut oil, but all the byproducts, the milk, the cream, everything. So I'm going to use this instead of butter or oil. This thing is way too hot. Okay. Yeah. We're going to just take that up for a minute. Coconut oil actually does not burn. Like, this is smoking, but it's actually not burning. So it's not like it won't have a burnt flavor. It's an amazing oil where it actually has a high heat index, which that was just really too hot. So anyway, what I'm going to start with, I'm going to make us a soup right now. And what I did was I went back there and I looked at every single thing I had, and I said, okay, I'm going to make a spinach, carrot, parsley soup, and we're going to put a little straw, because everything I have to do today at this fair, at this festival, is actually make something with strawberries. So I said, okay, I can't do another strawberry in the soup, but we're going to put, oh, there's my daughter sitting out there. I just saw her. Hello, Alexandra. So I'm going to start by just making some delicious soup, and parsley and onions. Can't go wrong with that. You guys find some garlic back there for me? We don't have any garlic. So I'm going to put some carrots in there. Actually, I'm going to turn this back up now because I want to get this thing cooking. Okay. So what I decided to do is I made this fantastic soup last time I was at the end of another fair. And it ended up being like one of the best soups I've ever made in my life. It was a carrot curry soup. I don't know if you guys like fancy foods, because I really don't. I like really plain, simple ones. But I have to tell you something. When we were done with that, it was out of this world. So we're going to go ahead and use everything, because I'm trying to use up all my leftovers here. I'm going to use my leftovers on you guys. I hope you don't mind. You guys are all going to be guinea pigs today. Okay. We're going to do carrots. Oh, we got chicken even. I'm not going to put that in this, though. Yeah, I'm going to do that with something else with that. Okay, so I just want to get sort of saute my onions and my parsley a little bit here. Can you all see everything here? Okay, good. Just want to make sure you can see the whole caboodle here. The neat thing about coconut oil is if you're going to fry with it or saute with it, nothing will be greasy or oily at the end. I make tacos, I make fried chicken, I make everything with the coconut oil now, and it is an amazing oil. It absorbs, goes into your body as a fat, but actually is treated like a carbohydrate. So it gives you a lot of energy. However, it's called the low-fat fat. Very low in calories. A story that I heard was that this rancher had a herd of cows he wanted to fatten up. So he thought he would use coconut oil to fatten up his cows. And what he found is that they actually all lost weight. So they're now looking into coconut oil as a way for diets, as a way to put people on diets. So it's kind of interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all going here. I make this amazing smoothie, by the way, with this. If you were here in the morning, you would be able to have some of that. But I put 5 cups of spinach in that, and you can't taste the spinach. I grind it up with all kinds of berries. It's very, very green. It looks like somebody might have taken a frog and turned on the blender. Sounds yucky, but it's absolutely delicious. You're going to be able to get all these recipes on the website here. Okay, I just need some. So I'm going to take some chicken broth now. And while I'm making my other things up here in front of you, I'm going to let this simmer for a little bit, because this will actually cook up rather quickly. And then I'm going to show you, I have a hand blender that I'm just going to put it in there, and I'm going to blend that. And you guys will all get to taste it. Okay. We won't do that till it's all, I'll just put this to the side here. Let it just cook away. And I'll put these in, I'll just keep these up here. Okay, do you have a wet cloth, Catherine? Mara's also here with me today. She's a newbie learning how to do this show. And she's from Boston, so everything she does is lobster. And she's a little, la-di-da. So we're trying to countryfy her, and I don't know if it's working yet, but sometimes she makes some amazing gourmet, and I say, we aren't into gourmet. So I'm using garlic salt, by the way. We're going to put a little of that in there. And I'm going to let this, a little bit of wine. Girl's best friend, right? If the food doesn't come out, I'm going to go finish this bottle off. You guys can all come back with me. Okay, so we're going to let this go. And as you'll notice, so I'm going to show you something. I didn't put a bunch of liquid in that, did I? Because this is going to shrink down to nothing. And then we're like Popeye. We're all going to eat it. But it's going to be blended up so you won't even know it's spinach anymore. So we're going to let this cook over here. Okay. What am I making next? Going, and then I'll come back for it in a minute. I'm going to let her finish that because I'm going to check my soup out now. Yeah, that's looking good. What I'm going to do before I blend up this is I'm going to taste it. Somebody's got to do this nasty job. Ooh, yummy. So I'm going to add a little bit of garlic salt. Now, garlic salt is usually about 50% garlic and 50% salt. So when you see me putting a lot in here, it's not salt. It's half garlic. I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lime in here. Okay. I need a fork. This is my $3,000 lime squeezer. Works better than anything I've ever used. A little lime, a little pepper. Do you guys have those other coconut milks? Yes. The ones that are not there, that are already open. The label came off. Okay, great. So I'm going to use that first. Now, I've got this coconut milk. Isn't it beautiful? I've also, if you missed some of my shows today, I use if you ever take a can of coconut milk, put it into some ice water or in a refrigerator overnight or in a freezer, it will separate just like cream. So at the top, you'll have this really thick cream. I make pies out of it. It's very low in fat. It's very, very healthy for you. I also have made whipped cream out of it. I've made mousse pies, everything. So I'm going to actually pour a little of this in here and Might as well throw it all in there. And we're going to turn this into our soup, okay? And if you get a little in your face, it's good for your skin. Okay, and I'm actually going to put a little curry in this. You guys like curry? You know how good curry is for you? It's a turmeric in it that's really, really, really good for you. I mean, all this stuff is all healthy for you. All right. I'm going to let this cook for another minute. How'd it come out? Okay, just a little bit more, Catherine. And keep it going. We're going to plate. Catherine, I'll take that beater back, and we are now going to finish this soup. Okay? Can you see it now? It's looking pretty rich in there, isn't it? Almost looks like I have a little bit of... You can also throw a potato in this. Right now, this has no carbs in it, very, very low in calories. We're going to turn this into soup. Now, if I could sell these, I'd probably sell 1 million of them because I use it for everything. But these are the most wonderful tools in a kitchen that I have ever had. You guys can say that you had spinach, curry, onions, right here, carrots, yes. What was that? Parsley. Okay, I'm going to thicken this up a little bit. You know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to take a little flour, please. Got any flour, girls, left over? Awesome. If I let this sort of simmer on low for a little while longer, it would get thick. And it's pretty thick right now because, like I said, you could actually even put more spinach in this. Okay. The danger of doing what I'm doing is it turns into clumps, right? So I'm just going to sprinkle a little. And this is whole wheat pastry flour, okay? I actually enjoy using oat flour for this. It's like oatmeal, you know how it has like a slipperiness to it? And it thickens way better than any flour I've ever used. It's going to cook up a little bit. That's the other thing about oat flour, is that it actually cooks and it gets thick when it cooks. We're not going to make it too thick because I don't want to add too much flour. I've got to taste this real quick and tell you how it is. Ooh, it looks, ooh. Oh, yummy. Needs a little more salt. It's actually slightly sweet from the carrots. Okay. This is delicious. And I put a little bit of chicken broth in this. I think this is going to be ready. One time I was watching this show, and Wolfgang Puck, you've all heard of him, right? He was at his restaurant, and he went around and he stuck his finger in his mouth and stuck it in the soup, put it in his mouth, went to the next one, stuck it in the soup. I've never eaten at a Wolfgang Puck restaurant since. That is pretty gross, isn't it? So I promise I'd never do that. All right, I think this is it, and we're going to have Mara up here. Thank you very much. If you'd like to buy one of my cookbooks, so sit in your chairs, because, well, we're going to